What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Dust and Elysian Tale. Last time we fell down into the earth, and now we have the Ceramon Caverns to explore. So that is what I plan to do. And there is a splody pillar there. So I guess I will have to keep a lookout for splody things. Are there any? I mean, I don't see any. Ah, but there is a gust of wind. Wonder if I let it loose, that should blow it up. I'll worry about you fellows later. Hello there. Use you to boost myself. Where did these guys come from? They were not there like a minute ago. So I can use that to explode that and get down here. So obviously a bunch of keys in there, but I don't think I can access that area just yet. More splody. Splody pillars. Let another bomb thing loose. Come here, little bomb. I have work for you. I feel like this is the... yeah, that's the way down. So before I do that, I want to explore... it feels like there's a whole like left side of the screen that I never explored, so I want to do that. One thing that's just in general to keep in mind with this area is that I personally consider this area like the Ceramon Caverns on the whole, not necessarily this part of the area of the caverns, but I consider the caverns to be probably the hardest part of the game. They don't get hard until like the end, but with that in mind, it's a good thing if you have an excuse to kind of spend a little bit of time getting a few extra kills for whatever experience or gold that it would yield you, then it's a good idea to do so, in my opinion, because you will quite possibly need it. So I guess there's actually just nothing left here. Now, why do all these monsters only spawn after I come down here? That's just strange. Our projectiles are feeling a little flimsy against these new enemies, but they do a decent enough job, I guess. I think I'll stick to the normal projectiles for now, though, just because they're a little bit more useful for just kind of adding damage to what you would otherwise be doing, whereas the fire is a little bit more disruptive. It kind of gets in the way a little bit and feels like it fits the flow a little bit worse, if that makes any sense. Oh god, these guys.
Wait. This creature is too well defended for a straightforward assault.
We'll see about that.
Well, that didn't work.
Okay, that was a bad idea.
It is practically invulnerable unless you stun it with a parry, like so.
He went down!
Yay!
Dust, would you like a refresher on parrying?
Nah, I'm good.
Very well. Be careful.
So these guys are really easy to kill after you've parried them, but obviously you have to parry them first. Now, kind of learning the timing for when exactly to parry them can actually be pretty tricky, so it's worth being very careful about them, because obviously if you fail the parry, then holy jeez, that hurt. And that's with like maxed out defense. Like as high as, not as high as you could possibly get, but very high for this point in the game. What the heck is that?
Whoa, what was that?
I'm not sure, but it sure did run off in a hurry.
But anyways, as I was saying, with those like giant troll things, I think they're called trolls. if you mess up the parry, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. And I've explained before how much I hate using healing items and like having to buy them and all that jazz. So it goes a long way to kind of learn the timing for when to parry them, because if you fail, the consequences, I won't say they're especially high, but it's gonna hurt. Make sure I explore the bottom area of the screen. A lot of the areas in this cavern have like, there's a specific way that you should be going, and then there's like a bottom area like this where if you kind of fall off a platform or something, you have a whole bunch of monsters to fight. Oh god, spider. They're not especially hard, but they're kind of tricky in that, like, whoa.
What is this?
You've been poisoned.
Oh
When
no.
you're poisoned, your life slowly drains down to nothing. If you don't take care of it soon, death is inevitable.
I can probably just wait it out.
Stop pretending you're so tough. Here, take this mushroom. It'll stop the poison for now. You can thank me later.
I don't think poison actually... Well, for one, I'm pretty sure it can't kill you. But for another, I don't think it actually times out at all. So, yeah. Try not to use blue mushrooms for, like, normal healing items, because they're... I don't think they're the only thing that heals poison, but they're the main poison remedy in the game. So, when I need to use a blue mushroom, I usually just use it from the menu and just select eat. Can I make that? I cannot. I would like to, but I cannot. I've got a blueprint for a ring, too. I know I need at least one of those. The nice thing about the Ring of Sight, the stats are decent. They're okay for this point in the game, but more to the point, in dark areas they also emit a little bit of light. And without that light, those dark areas are extremely frustrating. Funnily enough, the Ceramon Caverns, as far as I know, are the only place in the game where you actually run into said dark areas. So, yeah. We're going to want at least one of them for this area. I think we get one later on, but it also happens to be a stat improvement for now, so... That was really up high, and I almost got poisoned again. It's that red stuff that those guys spew out that poisons you. I'm not sure why this cavern is so tall. We know there's no treasure in this area, but there is this guy.
Wait!
He made words. Sort of?
Let's follow him.
What are we, some kind of stalker? I guess this cavern is so tall because there's an exit at the top. That would make sense. Ah! Stay away from the red junk! How do I guess what I have to do is just walk over here and then jump. Just head to the highest port in the path and... well, jump. Give me all your monies! Our gold is going up quite rapidly, but the weird thing about this game is that in oh, okay. Before I go on about that, actually, just looking at the map, I think I might want to go the other direction first. But for now, this is the first troll you're going to face that you have to face, like, naturally. So what I personally do is, or at least did the first time around, there's a save point here, so if you screw up the parry, you might as well just reload and save yourself a healing item. But luckily I've done a fair number of trolls by now, so I know the timing pretty well. They have 2 separate attacks they can do. They can either kind of jab at you with their club, or they can do an overhead swing. I'm not really sure what to say as far as like advice for when to time it, but because like if you don't get used to the timing, then I mean that's really all I can really say is get used to the timing, or you're gonna screw it up. Obviously, there's like a cue where he like raises his arm or whatever, but I'm honestly just off the top of my head not sure how that cue relates to when you should actually swing your sword. I just go off more of a feeling than any kind of actual visual timing. Okay, so that is to the left. We saw those vines that we can't currently climb, but I'm assuming those take us to the right path. But we can see the flag is over there, and it would seem that the left path from our current screen leads us towards that flag. So what I want to do, before doing that, is come back here and explore the downward path from this screen. Down we go. Whoa! Stay away from me, guys. Have some bombs. They're good for you. Except, not really. Oh. Hello. The heck? Shul Bagi? The heck is that? There's a lot of these guys in this area. Aha, there's a merchant here. Where's this lead? Oh, let's talk to this guy first.
I am here.
You got anything new? Doesn't look like it. But what we can do is we can sell. We've gotten some materials. We got a hound hide. Gonna need some of that. Got a squirt bug eye. I'm assuming we'll need that. And we got a troll. Okay, they're trolks, not trolls. I know we're gonna need some of those.
Your transaction. Thank.
So, catalog some more materials. I was talking about money earlier, wasn't I? The way money in this game seems to work is that, at least in my experience, there usually isn't much reason to spend all that much money on small things like recovery items and materials and such. Occasionally you buy materials, but in general, you spend most of your money... I guess this is the screen I was heading to, wasn't it? Might as well explore it then. Most of your money is spent kind of in lump sums, just saying like, oh, you have a new item, but it cost all of my money. Okay, well, I have not spent any money on anything else, but I will spend like 100 bajillion gold on this thing. So, in general, it seems like the best plan is to just stockpile it and, well, stockpile it. So you'll build up large lumps of money, but you'll end up spending it just as fast when you find something to spend it on in the shop. There's a key there. I'm going to assume that gust of wind is there for a reason. But that might be all that we can discover in this area. But nonetheless, a treasure key is always welcome. I'm pretty sure we don't have any other treasure keys quite yet, so... Now, at least, if I come across another chest, I can in fact open it. What do I got down here? Aha! A chest! Speak of the devil. Ring of the Scavenger, huh? That's a pretty nifty ring. It's got decent stats, but it also has a 1.5 times item drop on it. So that's handy. That's not all of the treasure in this area, but I'm pretty sure that's all that we can get for now. So, back up we go. I want to use this bomb on someone. There we go. Get in the back there. But I did level up, and obviously we cannot spend any more gems on attack, defense, or fidget, so sadly we must invest in health. Not that having more health is a bad thing, in general, I would prefer spend on other stats. But we are getting to the point now where, even with all the defense that we do have, attacks are kind of bringing us all the way down to 1 anyways, even from full health, so getting our hands on a little bit more health seems like a good idea at this point in time. And hopefully with the scavenger ring we should be able to find more healing items. Although, in general, I don't think monsters really tend to drop healing items aside from recovery items, like the blue mushroom. Enemies will drop that, because you need those to restore poison. There's another one, I don't know if I have any, but there's one that cures silence. Okay, I've got 1. But, yeah, enemies don't tend to drop these. You'll find these in chests, and you'll find lots of wall chicken from pillars and such that you have to destroy, but well, I failed that. So load up my quick save, or my autosave here. I guess all my talk about just knowing the feel of when you should attack was for naught. But I guess everyone screws up sometime. But that is the fancy loading technique that I was mentioning, so at least you got to see that in action. Not that it's, you know, all that impressive or complicated or anything, it's just loading the game, but I kind of wonder sometimes if I'm being a little overly stingy with my healing items, if I would rather load a game than to hit the L1 button, or I guess the left shoulder button. Considering you can't actually play, technically can't play Dust and Elysian Tale on a PS1 controller. L1 just being the PlayStation controller equivalent. So finally, after a fairly... well, that wasn't very nice. After a fairly long detour, we are heading down this way. Oh, another troll. Now, before too long, we should hopefully be discovering some black prints? Some blueprints for some, I think they're rings, that will actually make this whole area, and just the game in general, a whole lot easier. Like, those particular rings are not, like, they're not so good that you're going to use them for the whole game or anything like that, but they kind of, they have properties that we'll find on more rings later, but the sooner you can get your hands on them, it just, everything starts getting really easy after that point, in my experience, anyways. Oh god. These spiders are weird, like, their attacks are just kind of weird, and it's kind of hard to tell when they're using them sometimes. I believe this is the bottom path. You're not gonna silence me, blue guys! Well, I guess they were never going to silence me, they were going to silence Fidget, but... There appears to be some sort of sheep over there. It is very sparkly. But with that said, I actually know the area that I'm in now. Oh, he almost shot electricity at me. How rude. Kill all the things. We've almost leveled up again. Hello again.
No! Go away!
But I want to keep chasing you. At least he's nice enough to drop
There he
young
goes.
items.
Forget him. Take a look around. There's something horribly wrong with these mushrooms.
These aren't mushrooms, Fidget. They are called bubble sprouts, and it would be wise for us to tread lightly around them. They react rather explosively to movement.
That's unfortunate.
Wonderful.
So, as Aura says, some of these things will kind of shake and explode and spew stuff out. So obviously the red stuff is bad, and it also poisons you. However, occasionally there will be blue instead, and the blue ones actually heal you. So if you see blue goop, then feel free to touch the blue goop. Oh god, that one was immediately followed by red goop, so... But yeah, this red stuff is annoying. It's actually even harder to dodge on hard mode than it was on normal. Which is interesting, because normally you wouldn't expect the difficulty of platforming to increase here. Well, I know that there's no treasure in this area, so... Oh god. Ah! I don't have to worry about looking for treasure, but there's this guy. And, he does have something new. Well, that's just straight up better than the Master Ring of Vigilance, so I'll buy 2 of them. That might be a little bit of a waste, just because I'm probably only going to be able to equip 1 for a while. But anyways, there's some Hound's Teeth, and a Stone Carapace, and a Trolk Shell for the catalog there.
Thank you.
Now, these Master Ring of Vigilance, they have 3 times item drop, so it's probably a good idea to hold on to those, even if the stats that they have stop being that good, just because the ability to equip those, if you're looking for a specific item, is pretty much always going to be helpful. And I don't think there's anything, like, a particularly improved version of that that's like, oh, 11 billion times item drop, or anything like that. But anyways, as we can see, we're getting pretty close to the flag there. So, I think I'm going to leave it here for today on Let's Play Dust and Elysian Tale. Catch you later.